Okay, guys, I went downstairs to get food. Oh my God. They told me, oh, about 5 minutes. I was like, you know what? I have something to do in my room. Can I come back? They're like, no, no, it will just take 5 minutes. It took almost half an hour. And during that time, um, StreamYard ended my life. Now, let us watch this proud sex tourist, truly degenerate, by the name of Big Boss.
Paid for the girls too. It is what it is. But yeah, man. So
By the way, this probably would be the only time I liked watching Passport Bros because they were talking about the corruption, the bribe in Kenya, where it's not just in Kenya, it's everywhere in Africa. One time, my sister, um, we were going to hmm, we were going to this like a resort, and I think they could tell that that we are kind of like we have money. So they stopped the car my brother was driving, and the problem with that, my brother is he doesn't have his driver license. I don't even think he had a driver license. So we know they were going to shut us down. So my sister, who's a doctor, she gave her driver license, and I'm like, oh, why why not someone else give the driver license. What she was trying to do was, because her driver license says doctor so and so, so she is like kind of telling them, you know what, I could pay you off, like I have the money to pay you off. So they started arguing, and I'm me because I mostly live in America, so I'm used to the American system where if a police stop you, if you are arguing, you're literally arguing because you're trying to say, I didn't do anything wrong, right? But my sister was arguing, and me, I'm focused on the argument, but she was actually sliding him money, like to the other to the officer. So the conversation, like after she slide him money, the conversation kind of stopped, and I'm like, wow, we are free to go. And like, well, after we drove away, and my sister is like, yeah, I gave him this much money. So I was actually happy that they were bringing attention to the disgusting corruption that is so common all over Africa, especially in Kenya. uh, in Kenya, they even have this system where the police literally will ask you, "What about me? Where is my share?" kind of thing. Like they were joking that it's not even in Kenya, even in Ethiopia. Uh, let me do it to Ethiopia. They say, in Ethiopia, someone would rob you, and then when you go to report it to the cops, the cop is actually the same guy who robbed you, and they will ask you, for a bribe to give you back your own stuff. So yes, there is absolutely disgusting level of corruption in America, in Africa, and these degenerates would have done much more for Africa. Instead of going to Africa to have sex with poor women, this man would have done much more by exposing the corruption in Africa. I cannot do that because I know if I did that, they will go after my family. But these people, they don't have anything to fear. If the government was to come after them, they could leave, and no one would be harmed. And I would have appreciated that if they were, if they exposed the corruption in Africa. But instead of exposing the corruption, they actually try to use the corruption in Africa to get ahead, right? That's what Osher Duke Jackson does. Osher Duke Jackson pays off bribe so that he could get better, business deal instead of being like, you know what? No, I'm not gonna pay you a bribe. And if you don't want to, if you don't want to give me business license, then what? I will take my money away somewhere else. But let's listen to them.
Kenya. Oh man, that's your first trip,
For sure.
but it was almost your last.
Almost.
How early into that trip did this happen? Like, how long was you here?
Maybe like a week and a half on like a month and a half trip.
On a month and a half trip,
Like-
that happened the first week and a half.
Yeah.
So you were here for like another like 3 weeks after that.
Yeah, everything cooled out there. It kind of like
I bet.
it was. But see, out here with the police stuff is always super random. You can go all month and nothing happen, and then when you least expect it,
Roll up on you.
you know what I'm saying? So that's just how it is out here. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. That's just be careful and just be aware and you do not want to go to jail. So just make sure you work out a number.
Work out a number.
Try and get as low as you can.
10K.
Yeah, but you do not want to go to jail.
10K boss, man. $80. All I got is $80. 10K boss.
That's it.
Take it or leave it.
That's it. Just
Oh
hey,
man.
That's it. That's it.
Oh man. So that was obviously the worst time. But we're gonna fast forward all the way to just last night, this morning. You got jacked again, but this time there's only money.
Yeah.
20K.
20K. Yeah.
$160.
Pretty much.
Because you had alcohol, liquor in a soda bottle.
Pretty much.
How they gonna know that? They gonna smell the soda bottle. I mean, how do they know you had liquor in the soda bottle? What if it was just really soda?
It's just like getting like a speeding ticket in the U.S. They pull up on you and they're just trying to find something, get money out of you.
You get money out of you.
That's it.
So so because of that, and this is this reality. Shout out to law enforcement, real law enforcement that keep people safe, real law enforcement. But for the corrupt law enforcement, it is very easy to pay them and to pay them off.
Yeah.
So someone can easily pay off police to do their dirty work for them. As I told the U.S. Embassy earlier this week. Yeah. So yeah, that is a thing to really look out for. That's some real shit. And we out here boots on the ground, real life, right? Not in America, not on home turf. And we got to move a certain way and do what we think we have to do best.
He's basically trying to imply that Nana was going to pay off the Kenyan police to get him in trouble. No, what Nana is doing is alerting, because it's not because the Kenyan cops are corrupt that you are going to get in trouble, and you have not even gotten in trouble yet. It is because what you are doing is disgustingly illegal, criminal, disgusting. I don't even know, mind you guys, there are a lot of Kenyan women in where he lives. I think he lives either in Kenya, in New York or Auckland. Both of the cities have a lot of Kenyan women, but of course, a Kenyan woman in America would not ever even look at this.
For our personal safety. Oh man, that's crazy. That's the bad. So what's the good, man? What's the good, man? Outside of Kenyan police jacking you for 10s of Ks and 20Ks and driving you to the, they did that. I think he said it. He said it on his stream, I believe. Flyboy, shout out on the trip I went with Flyboy. It was right around COVID or after COVID back in 2022.
Yeah.
Shout out me and Flyboy. We went to Mexico. We did Playa del Carmen, Tulum, and same night Flyboy had, he always stayed with the twins. He stayed with like two baddies. He had some bad Venezuelan twins, but the police also jacked him. The Mexico police. And I want to say, Flyboy, forgive me if I remember. I think you said this on your channel, man. If not, I'm spilling some tea. The Mexican police took Flyboy to the ATM. He had to break a couple hundred.
I believe it, but that's how it is, bro. You don't want to go to jail.
FLY, don't ask why.
Hey.
Just pay the police when they take you to the ATM. Oh man.
You want to go to jail, you want to go home.
Man, I remember I got jacked in Mexico years ago. This is before I was like really traveling by Mexican police in Tijuana.
Mhm.
They jacked me for 300 US.
Yeah, get wicked, man. Get wicked. Just,
Oh man.
you want to go to jail, you want to go home. You know, so you don't want to go to jail, bro. Outside the US, you don't want to go to jail.
Oh man.
Just keep some extra money just in case, you know. It's the cost of doing business out here, you know. So just it is what it is.
It is what it is.
But just, you know, keep your head in the swivel. Don't do nothing to get yourself in trouble. And if you do, you better have some money.
Better have some money.
The worse crime you do, the more you got to pay. Too.
That's how it is, huh?
The bigger the crime, the more money.
The bigger the crime, the bigger the billing, the more money. The bigger the crime, the bigger the billing. Oh
So
man.
just be careful. That's it. That's it.
Oh man, that's
So,
crazy.
Yeah. So
What about the good parts? Because that happened on your first trip, a month and a half trip, a week and a half in. You were here 3 weeks after that. The next 3 weeks, what made it special to you for you to keep coming back like now, like 4 or 5 times?
it was cool. But during COVID, there wasn't a lot of clubs going on, so we started partying indoors. Get liquor. We had
Hello.
chicks, music. We was having a good time. We started partying indoors, and then the curfew and stuff. We started moving better with the curfew. I just started avoiding certain places or knowing what time and carrying pesa on me because really I got jammed at that time because I didn't have the pesa.
Right.
I could have just sent them the money. I wouldn't have to walk downstairs.
Mm.
So me walking downstairs, how I got jammed up that time. So you know what I'm saying, trying to pay the bill with the chick. So yeah, I mean, we started partying indoors, just started moving smart and getting off the road before curfew. Because during that time there was like a curfew. So
Yeah.
make sure you at where you at by curfew.
What was the curfew? 10 p.m.
Might
8 p.m.
have been, I forgot what time it was. But what time it was, but the good thing about the curfew, it was no competition. So you could have your own private party, and when they there by a certain time, they can't go anywhere else. You know what I'm saying?
And the girls, they gotta stay. You hear? You gotta stay. You can't go home.
I mean, just partying everybody. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, yeah. So
I remember them.
This is why I am telling you guys I am against these men, even if they were not going to Africa, because these men are abusers. Their logic is abusive logic. The women, they love the fact that the women has to stay there, not because they are enjoying their time there, not because they want to hang out with these American men, but because they could not literally legally leave. This is abusive mentality. Passport bros are abusive. There is absolutely if someone tells me they support passport bros, I consider them abusive, and this is very abusive logic. People have the country. They offer at this point.
Man, that seemed like a bad nightmare, them damn COVID years. And I remember the COVID restrictions in different countries, like in DR COVID restrictions was silly. Were you ever in the Dominican Republic during the COVID?
nah, I was working on the ship and I was here.
Okay, working on the ship.
Yeah. But no, I went to Houston right when it opened up. Man, I had so much fun, man. I went to Houston like the day all the clubs opened back up.
Oh, the day. Oh, the day. I know. It was extra lit.
We were just buying drinks and everybody was talking. Everybody was happy to be around
You
each
just
other.
happened to be outside, right?
You almost felt like you was in a foreign country when I was in Houston, man. It was lit.
It
Was lit.
that lit.
It was
Like,
that
this ain't
lit.
America. I'm overseas.
Yeah, it was that lit. Everybody was happy to be outside. Everybody was just, but everybody had a lot of money though.
Yeah.
Because everybody had the COVID money. Everybody was ball. That's really what pushed me overseas because during that time, everybody was like super rich. Everybody getting that PPP money, the
Half of it was scams, though.
unemployment. Yeah, so everybody was balling. Ain't like now, everybody broke now.
Everybody broke.
I kind of like US now. I can't lie, bro.
Yeah.
They broke now. I'm broke.
Hey, man, shout out to Corey Holcomb. He's my spirit animal. He keeps it so real.
Bro.
On his show, he say something. I said, "Hey, I love me a broke bitch, a broke hoe. I love a hoe that need money, that be in situations because they be the most submissive. They be with my program,
Especially in the US, yeah.
Yes, well, that's what he's talking about. He's talking about the USA hoes because these hoes that's independent with their own money, they don't want to listen. They not going to get in your program. They telling you what they is, they ain't going to do. Corey Holcomb, he keep it so real. I said, shout out to He's in some heat now for a lot of bullshit. But shout out to Corey Holcomb, 5150. Yeah, everybody's kind of hurting in the States now, though.
Yeah, it really hurt.
Trump economy. Oh man, what happened, Trump? Trump's my guy, man. All right, all. I guess some tariffs didn't kick in like they're supposed to, huh? Oh man. Yeah. Rich's Method said, I was in the DR in Puerto Plata during the Toca Dakota. Oh man, Toca Dakota. So is that COVID time? Yeah, it was some crazy times, man. I remember DR type shit was weird, man. I want to say they it was so silly and random. Like doing.
By the way, this guy is a Trump guy, which is to be expected because a lot of Trump supporters, black men who support Trump, are sexist. They basically support Trump because they believe he is going to bring them, he is going to destroy black women. They believe that, Trump is going to make life so miserable for black women. Black women would go back to this man. Of course, you only think that if you are an ignorant person, right? Because whatever bad thing Trump is going to do to black women, he will do it to black men. And mind you, let's be honest about one thing. In America, there is much more strong negative view of black men than there is black women. So that Trump supporters, I mean, if you look at, go to social media and read their posts, Trump supporters do not like black people. And if you do not like black people, you are more likely to hate black men. You are more likely to hate black men more than you do black women. But this guy who, imagine thinking Trump would, be good for the economy. Like Trump is not an unknown quantity, right? You have seen him what he did on his first during his first administration. What he did was basically a very smart thing. But if you are smart, you could see through it, right? Because what happened is Obama, brought back the economy from the recession, and every year the economy was getting strong. Like every year during the Obama's second administration, the economy was getting better every year, right? But Trump would go on social media, on video, on TV, and say that the growth was slow. The job growth was slow. He will just attack Obama. Then of course, Obama left office and Trump came to White House, and all of the sudden, I remember it was the first job report. February 2027, he said, the economy was doing great because there was growth, job unemployment rate had gone down. But it was doing the same thing it was doing during Obama. But all of a sudden, the slow economic growth is no longer a problem. As long as there is a growth, that's all that matters, right? So if you were a smart idea that because Trump was a business guy, he will be good for the economy. That doesn't even make sense. Most of America's, America is a country. It's not a business. You don't run a country like a business. Like in business, you have a customer and owner of employees. In country, you don't have a customer, you don't have employees, you don't have owners. So you don't run a country like a business. But even then, when America was doing great, like in the 1950s, it was not a business. The president was not a businessman. In fact, Trump is the only other. Like there is, I think, only one other the president of America that was a businessman. A country is like people who are good for the economy are people who listen to the economist, who have good economic advisors. Like imagine America is such, I mean, even Ethiopia, which is a small country, cannot be run by one guy's intellect. When when you are doing good as an economist, because you listen to as a president, it's because you listen to your economic advisors. Trump doesn't do that. So being worrying about the economy and voting for Trump, the second, his second run is ridiculous, because Trump is not good for the economy. He doesn't listen to experts. He had a very simplistic understanding of macroeconomy. My first degree is in economics, right? So microeconomy and macroeconomy are different. You cannot apply the theory you use for business into macroeconomy. Like I don't want to be like talk too much about it, but when you have a business, for example, my dad owns a bar. Guess what? He is the owner. He has employees and he has customers, and those three people are separate people. The customer is not the owner. The employee is not the owner, but that's not in the country. I am a citizen of the U.S. I'm not a customer of the U.S. I'm not the owner of or if I am the owner of the U.S., so is other people. There are not owners of U.S. that are not that are special people, like, right? So you cannot run a country like a business, because the country is not a business. In fact, to be honest, the country should be run like a family. Anyway, so this I'm not surprised that this ignorant guy voted for Trump.
On the weekend, it was an hour later. I want to say it was 8 o'clock. It was 10 o'clock. And then on the weekends, it was 10 o'clock. It was so silly and stupid and random. That was just a crazy time. My screen is sideways. No, you gotta hold your phone. Hold your phone like this. Right? Because but then if you do that, then the words are going to be sideways. Yeah, I'm using my Kenyan phone instead of my American phone, and for some reason it didn't quite flip right. And it's saying orientation is locked, rotate the device back. But I don't want to put it on landscape. It'll make it too skinny. I need it. Why? You see, me and the big brother, we can barely fit in the screen now. As I got my phone turned landscape, and we can barely fit. If I make it straight up portrait, it's going to be too skinny. So it's a catch-22. So turn your phone sideways, and it's going to look like this. Otherwise, you're probably watching it regular like this. Turn it like this. Do I do my show how I want to do my show, man? This is the Big Box Show, and that's how we doing it. It's different. It's something different. Oh, man.
So, yeah, man. Just come on.
Oh, you watching on TV. Oh, you can't turn your TV sideways. Oh, man. Okay. You can't turn your TV. Shit. Because it still hasn't even message on orientation is locked. Rotate your device back. I can do it, but it's just going to be skinny. And we're going to be like this. Oh, man. Sorry about that. Turn your TV. I know, huh? My bad, bro. My bad. I have to figure out next time. I got to figure it out. Shit. We're going to rock with it. This is just a little something light. This ain't, I just wanted to document, have it recorded for prosperity. The Big Boss GMT.
Oh, yeah. We here. Good people.
Come on, man. Show that gun, man.
Hey, man.
Show that gun, man.
Kind of tall in real life, man. You taller than I thought.
For real?
Yeah, it's all good. But yeah, man, just come out here, man, have a real good time. Just keep y'all some backup money to pay police off if it happens. Probably won't. But just be careful. The majority of the time, it's going to be right outside your apartment building, right outside. So just be careful, be aware, have a good time, don't break the laws, and just enjoy, man. Be cool.
But if you don't break the laws, they still kind of look for reasons to jack you anyway, though, right?
Yeah, but most of the time I was kind of in the wrong. I can't lie, because It was curfew, even though I was right outside. I wasn't technically supposed to be outside.
Supposed to be
Curfew.
outside anyway.
And technically, I wasn't supposed to have liquor in my soda bottle. Technically, you know what I'm saying? So,
But how did they know it was liquor? Even did they ever find out it was liquor, or they just still just jammed you?
you take this jam. It doesn't want the money. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
But your boy had the vape.
The boy had the baby. Yeah.
But we was talking. Vapes are legal now. I know they used to be illegal.
They used to be illegal. They're legal now.
When did they become illegal? How recently did they make it legal all of a sudden?
I think it might be like a month or so ago.
Oh,
very recently.
very recent.
Very recent. Very recent.
So they, even though it's legal, they still try to use that as an excuse to jack you.
The price of doing business, man. The price of doing business.
Oh man,
It is what it is.
let alone when you got a bounty on your head. Let alone when you got a bounty.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, you don't want to know about that.
I don't know about that.
Let alone when you got a to the Big Box Show. And
It was lit.
It was that lit. Like, this ain't America. I'm overseas.
Yeah, it was that lit. Everybody was happy to be outside. Everybody was just, but everybody had a lot of money though.
Yeah.
Because everybody had the COVID money. Everybody was balling. That's really what pushed me overseas because during that time, everybody was like super rich. Everybody getting that PPP money, the
Half of it was scams, though.
unemployment. Yeah, so everybody was balling. Ain't like now, everybody broke now.
Everybody broke.
I kind of like the US now. I can't lie, bro.
Yeah.
At least they broke now. At least broke.
Hey, man, shout out to Corey Holcomb. He's my spirit animal. He keeps it so real.
Bro.
On his show, he say something. I said, hey, I love me a broke bitch, a broke hoe. I love a hoe that need money, that be in situations. Because they be the most submissive. They be
Yep, this is what I was going to talk about. He basically is saying that, and this is one reason we should not let this man into Africa, because he says that he loves women that are desperate, because that is the abuser logic, because they know that when women are desperate, they will be easy to exploit. And this is, by the way, not just a passport bros. This is how the so-called traditional men believe. They believe that women should be economically desperate so that we are easier to exploit. And this is, when I heard this, I remember I was driving, I was driving into the. I'm in a what do you call it? In a city that I'm not familiar with. So I was driving and I got to this place that I didn't even know how to get out. And I almost crashed my car when I heard this. This is so disgusting, guys. You know what? I have to stop screaming. So let me see if I could, modulate my voice. This is disgusting because, and this is why, feminists like me are no longer, this is why we don't value marriage. We don't value a relationship with men, because the only way relationship with men will work is if you are desperate. Because in a relationship, in the so-called traditional relationship, men want you starving, because the men, imagine if a white person says, you know what, I want black people starving. I want, I like Africans are starving, so they are easy to exploit. They are more submissive than black Americans. All these men would be up in arms. But that is the same thing he's saying about women. He is saying that he wants us desperate so that we could be. Now, he didn't say if black women are desperate, if they don't have money, they would know the value of money. They would work hard, take care of themselves. That's not what he said. He said that he wants black women desperate without money so that they would be easier to exploit. Imagine if a white person said that. If a white person says, you know what, I like Africans better than black Americans because Africans are poor and they are more submissive. This man would be up in arms and they probably would be on my comment section calling me why I'm not calling out that white guy. But they are saying the same exact thing about women that a white person would, a racist white person would say about black people. Wanting black people, women, to be desperate so that you could exploit them is the definition of abusive, the definition of exploitation. And by the way, when they say this, I actually love it because it tells you that this man, the only way traditional family would exist is if women are desperate. In other words, women will not naturally choose uh, would choose a traditional family unless they are desperate. But basically, these men are telling you traditional marriage, which is abusive, is actually only attractive to women when they are desperate. There is in my they're always they will tell me that you don't want you think like this, you are feminist because you are in America. Well, if you were in Ethiopia you wouldn't be feminist. Two things: one, I know if I were in Ethiopia I would still be feminist because I see my sisters are feminist. I mean, even if they might not call, I mean, I think my youngest sister does call herself feminist. By the way, in Ethiopia, there are feminists, and in fact, feminists who claim, and they are not like doing this in secret. There is a feminist group who actually thinks advocates for not birthing boys, and they are in Ethiopia. So the idea that me as an educated woman, if I lived in Ethiopia, I wouldn't be a feminist is it just doesn't make sense. In fact, the thing is, a lot of the feminist ideas I had them when I was in Ethiopia. I came with those ideas from Ethiopia. But even if I got this idea from because I live here in America, what does that have to do with whether the idea is valid or not? What I mean is, of course, when I was in Ethiopia, I used to litter, I would throw litter, literally, yeah, yeah. Oh, shit. I used to throw litter, gum wrapping or anything. I would throw it on the floor. I don't do that after I came to America. In fact, one of the first things that changed, that one of the first behavior that changed in me was I do not throw things or on the floor any longer. So are you telling me because I learned this behavior from coming to America, being clean, not trashing, all over the place is not an Ethiopian thing? So me doing that is actually a bad thing? I'm like they make this argument all the time. Zed, you would not have been a feminist if you didn't come to America. I'm like, so I mean, make the conclusion that because I learned something in America, it means it's a bad thing. No, there are so many things I learned in America. But what that tells me is these people are ignorant because feminism is not a culture; it is an ideology, and the ideology, the way you challenge an ideology is by saying, what is wrong, like showing how it's wrong, not, oh, this thing was, created by this person or that. I mean, where is the connection? Yes, maybe feminism is a Western ideology, but that doesn't mean, it's a bad thing. Show me why feminism is a bad thing. You cannot. You can't show me. Like there are so many things that I didn't know when I was in Ethiopia that I know now and that I do. Does that mean those things are wrong? Like I didn't know about healthy eating before I came to America. Um, so many things that you at least you meet in America when you come to America. That means those things are bad. For example, I realized that giving the giving bribe is not part of doing business. So if I went to Ethiopia and I don't want to give bribe, is that a bad thing because I learned that in America? Like they do not even make the next connection. Yes, maybe feminism is not bad. If you are going to say feminism is bad, you have to tell me why it is bad, not because I learned it here in America. I'm like, there are so many things I learned here in America, but that doesn't mean they are wrong. Now, as you could say, see, feminism is, of course, very important because people like this man and this guy, the what's his name, the big boss, is not alone. In fact, he said that he learned it's this exploitative beliefs. He got that from someone called Corey Collab. I think Corey. I kind of know Corey. I think he's a big black manosphere guy. So this is belief held by a lot of black men, a lot of conservative black men. So why would you want this kind of as a feminist? I would like as a feminist, of course, I don't want black women. I don't want women to get married because marriage is exploitative. In fact, if I could, the only relationship women should have with men is sexual relationship. That's it. Men would tell you, "Oh, that's good for men. We can have relationship, with no, we can have sex, no string attached." And I'm like, so do I. Why would you think I would want string attached in sex? I just want to have sex just like you do. After we have sex, we go our own ways, and I could do that if I have my own money. I am on a weekend getaway. Guess what? I could do that because I have my own money. And if I were to meet a guy here and want to have sex, guess what? I'm not trying to have a relationship with him.
With my program,
especially in the U.S. Yeah.
Yes, well, that's what he's talking about. He's talking about the USA hoes because these hoes that's independent with their own money, they don't want to listen. They're not going to get on your program. They telling you what they ain't going to do. Corey Holcomb, he keep it so real. I said, shout out to he's in some heat now for a lot of bullshit. But shout out to Corey Holcomb, 5150. Yeah, everybody's kind of hurting in the States now, though.
Yeah, it really hurt.
Trump economy. Oh man, what happened, Trump? Trump's my guy, man. Right on. I guess some tariffs didn't kick in like they're supposed to, huh? Oh man. Yeah. Richard's Method said, I was in the DR in Puerto Plata during. So was that COVID time? Yeah, it was some crazy times, man. I remember DR type shit was weird, man. I want to say they it was so silly and random. Like during the weekend, it was an hour later. I want to say it was 8 o'clock. It was 10 o'clock. And then on the weekends, it was 10 o'clock. It was so silly and stupid and random. That was just a crazy time. My screen is sideways. No, you gotta hold your phone sideways. Hold your phone like this. Hold your phone like this, right? Because but then if you do that, then the words are going to be sideways. Yeah, I'm using my Kenyan phone instead of my American phone, and for some reason it didn't quite flip right. And it's saying orientation is locked, rotate the device back. But I don't want to put it on landscape. It'll make it too skinny. I need it. Why? You see, me and the big brother, we can barely fit in the screen now. As I got my phone turned landscape, and we can barely fit. If I make it straight up portrait, it's going to be too skinny. So it's a catch-22. So turn your phone sideways, and it's going to look like this. Otherwise, you're probably watching it regular like this. Turn it like this. Do I do my show how I want to do my show, man? This is the Big Boss Show, and that's how we doing it. It's different. It's something different. Oh, man.
So, yeah, man. Just come
on. Oh, you watching on TV. Oh, you can't turn your TV sideways. Oh, man. Okay. You can't turn your TV. Oh, shit. Because it still has even a message on orientation is locked. Rotate your device back. I can do it, but then it's just going to be skinny, and we're gonna be like this. Oh man, sorry about that. Turn your TV. I know, huh? My bad, bro. My bad. I have to figure out next time. I got to figure it out. Shit, we gonna rock with it. This is just a little something light. This ain't, I just wanted to document, have it recorded for prosperity. That Big Boss GMT.
Oh yeah, we here. Good people.
Come on, man. Show that gun, man.
Man.
Show that gun, man.
Kind of tall in real life, man. He taller than I thought.
For real?
Yeah, it's all good. But yeah, man, just come out here, man, have a real good time. Just keep your ass on, backup money to pay police off if it happens. Probably won't. But just be careful. The majority of the time, it's going to be right outside your apartment building, right outside. So just be careful, be aware, have a good time, don't break the laws, and just enjoy, man. Be cool.
But if you don't break the laws, they still kind of look for reasons to jack you anyway, though, right?
Yeah, but most of the time I was kind of in the wrong. I can't lie, because it was curfew. Even though I was right outside, I wasn't technically supposed to be outside.
If the Dios mío, what does that mean? Dios mío. Oh, okay. Or a lifestyle of smiles. I like that your name. What does it mean? Anyway, as you guys could see, this degenerate and that GMT guy, he used to come on my live on my post, pretending to be an African lover, a normal guy, but he is not. He's being well, actually, let me continue to play it, because he talks about how he basically is in Kenya exploiting
outside anyway.
And technically, I wasn't supposed to have liquor in my soda bottle. Technically, you know what I'm saying? So,
but how did they know it was liquor? Even did they ever find out it was liquor, or they just still just jammed you?
You say this, It doesn't want the money. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
But your boy had the vape.
Your boy had the vape, yeah.
But we was talking. Vapes are legal now. I know they used to be illegal.
They used to be illegal. They're legal now.
When did they become illegal? How recently did they make it legal all of a sudden?
I think it might be like a month or so ago.
Very recent. So they, even though it's legal, they still try to use that as an excuse to jack you.
The price of doing business, man. Price of doing business.
Oh man,
it is what it is.
Let alone when you got a bounty on your head. Let alone when you got a bounty.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, you don't want to know about that.
I don't know about that.
Let alone when you got a bounty. Kenya's most wanted. Picture perfect. I paint a perfect picture. Oh man. Yeah. So try to figure out what we're gonna do tonight. Keith had invited me to go out with them last night, but I was hitting Keith up during the day yesterday, but I guess he was at the elephant park, the giraffe park type shit, and he was taking too long to hit me back. And as the sun started going down, I said, man, if I'm not going out with Keith to the clubs, I need to get a chick over here. And I can't just be waiting hella long. So you know how it worked. Soon as the chick would confirm and was coming through, Then Keith hit me. Oh, we going out. We gonna be here. I said, I already had a chick coming over, man. Box over everything. Box over everything. Box over Keith, man. So I hit up Keith. So I might be linking with Keith tonight, but I'm trying to see. So you said, hey, but you said you got some chicks coming over here though, right?
Yeah. It's always sits around, but yeah, probably later on.
Oh, later on. Oh man, I don't know. So we're gonna see what it is. We're gonna see what it is because it's Saturday night.
Yeah.
Nah, I wasn't boo love. I don't boo love, bro. I'm monger. Just because the chick is coming over. Shout out to Midwest OG. Boss was boo loving. Nah, boss wasn't no boo loving nothing. I don't boo love. I fuck. That's what I do. I P for P trick monger fuck. She got fucked. That's what happened.
And this is the guy Africans are supposed to be grateful for visiting the continent. This guy is not going to the continent because he loves African women. He's going there for sex tourism. He's a sex tourist. Absolutely, we should do everything we can to get him out of the continent because he is absolutely disgustingly a sex tourist, a proud sex tourist, mind you. He's not. It's not like someone other people are calling him sex tourist, and he's like, no, I'm not sex tourist. He literally says that that's what he is. Like he is very proud of his degenerate activities. So absolutely, there is absolutely nothing to be gained by having him in Africa, right? He is a disgusting sex tourist, and what we should do is kick him out. Okay, let's. I don't know why I stopped it. I shouldn't stop it, but
Um, because I was not trying to. I have since I've been here. I have not really spent. Well, let me stop lying. One night alone. Well, 1.5 nights alone. Almost 2 nights alone. Every night, different chick. Every night since I've been here.
this is what I'm talking about. Let me hold on, guys. Man, I'm falling asleep. I don't know why. Let me hold on. Oh, I really don't want to go back home, but I have to leave tomorrow. I have to leave tomorrow. Oh my God. Okay, let me see if I can hear myself. Hello? Okay, I think I can hear now. Hello? So, as you guys can hear, he is not there to to enjoy the African culture. He is there to exploit African women. So, as you guys can hear, he is not there to enjoy the African culture. He is there to exploit African women. So, okay, I think there is an echo. So that is the thing. That's why I am so glad that Africans are now banding together to get this guy out of the continent. Even Ethiopians have to realize, yes, right now the reason they do not come is twofold. One is because a lot of us do not speak English. A lot of the population doesn't speak English, but the other reason is because it is not safe. But if the war stops, this man would come to Ethiopia and just exploit Ethiopian women the way they are doing Kenyan women. Let me tell you guys, when they go to Ethiopia, they are not gonna exploit women like my sisters, right? Literally, my sisters, they will not be accessible to this man. Because people like my sisters have their own jobs. They come from a good family. I mean, not a good. I don't mean good family, morality wise, but middle class family, right? The women that these men are exploiting are. This is the sad thing. The women they are exploiting are the desperate women. They are not even exploiting, the middle class Kenyan women. They are exploiting the poor women. So, of course, if you are an African, it is your moral obligation to speak out against these black sex tourists. And that's what they are. They are sex tourists. They try to call themselves passport bro, but there's nothing. The only passport, like, they're just sex tourists. They call themselves passport bros because, sex tourism, of course, doesn't sound good. It has bad connotation, but they are sex tourists, and the worst kind of sex tourists, by the way. At least in the past, I have told you guys this before. So in the past, only white men could do sex tourism. Why? Because sex tourism was expensive. But now, thanks to the internet, thanks to cheap flights, now even anyone can be a sex tourist. That's why white black men started to be a sex tourist. So what I'm trying to tell you is the fact that black men can be sex tourists tells you that anyone can be a sex tourist. So it's not like in the past, if you saw an American in Ethiopia, you're like, oh, this guy must have money, right? But now it's not like that. A lot of the passport bros, aka black sex tourists, are broke. Literally, like they're not even broke here in America. They are broke even in Africa, right? There is this black sex tourist called TMZ. He's the mother of his mom, his child, and his child in Tanzania, because TMZ is another degenerate who brags about having sex without condom. And this is so he got a Tanzanian woman pregnant, but his child literally is sleeping on the floor. So these men are not rich. They're not even middle class here in America. They are broke. So you cannot even justify their presence in America, but in Ethiopia, but in Africa, by saying, well, at least they have money. They don't have money. Every time, like this degenerate uh, big boss was literally. Actually, when I talk about that, it just disgusts me so much. It makes me violently angry. He actually uh, he was in Brazil, and this starving homeless lady asked him for money, and he told her, "No, I will not give you money unless you give me oral sex." This is how degenerate they are. And what a lot of passport bro want me to do is to just, to be specific, like to say, "Oh, no, 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 not every passport bro does this." But here is the thing: this guy is allowed to strive in that community, which means they approve this behavior. They approve this behavior. So this behavior is not unique to him. He just, he's just loud about it. That's why I do like when they are trying to pretend like, what so he is a degenerate. He And of course, as a feminist, I also get angry, right? Because this man will attack you if you have sex with more than one guy. Like, if I am here, on a weekend getaway. If I sleep with a different guy every day, they would attack me. But they are actually high fiving him for sleeping with different women every day. And let me tell you guys something. In Africa, we don't need this kind of behavior. Even if he used, I don't know if he uses protection. He probably doesn't. He's a degenerate, and these degenerates do not like condom. This is still unsafe to have someone like him who brags about sleeping with different women every day. I don't even understand. Like, I want to meet, this is what we should do, to be honest. Not only should we be following him, we should also be following the women. Whoever is renting this guy Airbnb, they should be ashamed of themselves, to be honest. You are literally giving accommodation for someone who is trying to degrade African women. The money that comes to you, it's not that much money. And remember, these men do not just. It's not just. I mean, we started every time the number of the degenerates that go to Africa increases. And now that you have this guy is not even like, mild degenerate, right? He is the definition of degeneracy. Very proud of it too. He's not going to Africa to meet, to socialize with Africans. He's literally going to Africa for cheap sex. And guess what? Now that they see how successful he was, I mean, he's literally saying he's sleeping with different women every day. He's gonna bring more degenerates. Now you will have 10, 10 of this degenerate coming, and those 10 will bring another 10. So your country is going to be flooded by degenerates, black sex tourists. At least, with white sex tourists, because a lot of them do not come to Africa, the number is not going to grow. But with these ones, because these ones, you have to realize, white sex tourists have a lot of options. The black sex tourists do not have a lot of options. They behave even a little bit wrong, they get kicked out of other countries. So what's going to happen is Africa is going to be their destination. For white sex tourists, they have white sex tourists could go anywhere. Like the whole world is their oyster. But black sex tourists have very limited, they are not tolerated like anywhere outside Africa. So if Africa doesn't start, rejecting these men like the rest of the world is doing, they will flood us. They will flood the continent. Imagine a white man. If a white man was, bragging about sleeping with different women every day in Kenya, the same men that are praising this degenerate would be on my live, on my post, attacking him. This is why I will never attack white sex tourists on behalf of these men, because these men do the same thing the white tourists do. They just want to be the only men abusing African women. That's it.
And that's kind of slow for me, even that slow, because I used to try to do 2 a day. But somebody named GMT, Get Money Travels, formerly Gold Money Travels, say, boss, don't be short timing these chicks here in Kenya, Nairobi. Short time. If you want a short time, go to a massage parlor, go to a brothel, go to the spots, the establishments where you can be with them for an hour or two. If they come through the B&B, if they come to the apartment, if they come to the crib, it's all night. Whatever the price, whatever the final negotiation may be, that negotiation is all night. Don't even start getting them used to Sasua shit. Don't turn this into one of those places. Don't get the chicks used to short transactional time, even if it is a little with 5K or whatever, 5K and dip. Nah, 5K still spend the night. Most likely 10K, 7, 8, 9, 10, but whatever the number is, it's all night. Don't get them used to ripping and running in and out. I said, that's been very hard for Bossy. But it do help you save money. It helps you save money. And being that I'm moving a little bit different now, it just kind of works. It fits into the program. So every night, I got to have something. But now I'm about to run to where I'm about to, some of my best performers, I'm about to start calling them back. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to do some callbacks. I'm about to spin the block on a few.
So this is why I'm telling you guys, if you are a Kenyan and listening to this should boil your blood. If you are an African listening to this should boil your blood. He looks at Africans as if they were cattle, as if they were just objects. For him, Africans are not human. Look at the way he talks about them. There is absolutely no reason to and whoever is trying to get him out of Kenya, and Kenya is going to be a getaway. Like that's going to be their entry point to Africa, because I don't think this degeneracy is going to be limited to Kenya. It's going to spread out all over Africa. And of course, I know that they don't have choice. I mean, I want to say they have a choice, but I also have to be um, honest, right? Because remember, these degenerates are not going for the middle class women. They are going for the desperate women, for women who do not have money. So of course, it's not like a middle class woman who she could. I'm being very honest. I know Africans better than you do. So they are not going for the middle class women. So the women do not have choice. But we Africans who live here in America do have choice, and our choice should be the buyer, of course. I mean, did you need to just watch him talking about he is using instead of using his privilege, he is a man with money. Instead of using that money to help Africans, he is using it to exploit them. Of course, he is the degenerate one. The sellers are doing it. I mean, selling sex is not a bad thing. The drug dealer, of course. But taking drugs is I don't know, buying sex is not like doing drugs. If this guy has a sex addiction, what he should do is not go and exploit poor women. What he should do is go to rehab here in America. Just like if someone has a drug addiction, what they should do is go to rehab, not kill people so that they could get the money to buy drug. A sex worker is not a bad person. A drug deal, sex and drug are not the same. Drug is bad for you. Sex is not bad for you. Just like me, buying food is not bad. But if I was overeating, of course that's a bad thing. And the person who should control that is me, not the person not McDonald who's selling food. Food is not a bad thing. Comparing drugs and sex is like comparing alcohol and food. Food is a good thing. Alcohol is not. So if I am if drinking excessively, of course people should stop giving me alcohol. But food is and alcohol. That is a different. What does that have to do with anything? It's like saying, if I don't talk about every issue, I cannot talk about any issue. That's like, in fact, if you apply that rule, we cannot talk about anything, because why are you talking about the war in Iran? You could talk about this. Why are you talking about school shooting when there is this other thing, like if you the idea that you could not talk about six YouTubers for six viewers, you mean? It doesn't mind. It doesn't matter. Why should Jamie Z, James, if you were black, how come I keep on reading your do I read it because you are on StreamYard, or because I am on StreamYard? Let me see. I am, I am strange sometimes. I don't even know why. Because I do see your let me see. is, once you play, YouTube has this really very complicated. James, I even see you here, like YouTube. So you're not blocked. So let's talk about this degenerate. You can be colorist and still be going to Africa, and I do not have problem with colorism. Like, the only time I have problem with colorism is when you start to degrade uh, dark skinned women. When you start to say that dark skinned women are aggressive, dark skinned women are loud. When you start to attach behavior to a skin tone, of course I'm gonna call you colorist. But if passport bros were to say, you know what, I don't want to date dark skinned women, I would be like, thank God. It's like, who would like passport bros to be attracted to them? Not the other one. I don't know. Let me see. But that one I do not use it. So don't worry. That one I do not. Don't worry about that one. Where is the other one? Oh, you are right. I don't see you now. You are right. But okay, Jamesy, you're gonna hate me too. But let me. You guys know that I have problem with Nana. I wish he doesn't he doesn't degrade Black Americans. But that being said, I didn't even know his name was Traore. Traore. Oh no, Traore is that. I guess that's his name. We have seen this in Africa so many times, right? They come, and instead of solving the problem the country has, they start attacking colonialists. Like, you know what? Yes, colonialism was bad. I do not degrade Black Americans. I absolutely not. That's almost like I mean, you will not find one single time that I degrade Black Americans. Criticizing black men is not degrading Black Americans. Imagine if I was to say that, oh, you know what, you cannot call out black, like, for example, Ethiopians. A lot of Ethiopians are colorist. They, a lot of them are, racist against Black Americans. So if you were to call those out, that is not, that's not attacking Black Americans. That's not degrading Black Americans. I mean, Ethiopians, because you are basically calling out the bad behavior. And me, I have never said anything, degrading towards Black Americans. But Jay-Z, yeah, that guy is not. I mean, we have had so many of these anti-colonial leaders. He's not even a leader; he's a ruler. Look, what ends up happening is they become dictators. I do not want dictatorship in America. I mean, in Africa. I do not like dictatorship. If you have to trust Africans to I mean, there are billions of Africans. Are you like in his country, Burkina Faso? There are millions of Burkina Fasians, right? I don't know what the citizens are called. Are you telling me that guy is the only guy in that country who knows how to run the country? If you are against, I'm not in Africa, of course. Well, what does that even happen? What does that even mean? What does that even mean? I'm not from Burkina Faso. I know that. I'm an Ethiopian. I'm not. I have never been to Burkina Faso, but I don't even know what you time. So let's. But yeah, to be honest, if Nana is against that, the new military dictator, I support Nana. But coming back to this degenerate, who should be, who's using it? And mind you, this is the kind of people Osheduk Jackson wants Africans to be grateful for.
It's not a lot I'm spending the block on. So, I'm still having, open auditions, tryouts, auditions for new talent. But already it's at least one.
He's literally talking about women. He's talking about Black women this way. And this is the guy, this is the traditional guy. This is why I am telling you guys, do not, Black women, any woman who wants to get married, you have to make sure the guy is not traditional, because this actually I shouldn't say that, because my dad would not be talking like this. My brothers do not talk like this. So this is a unique form of traditional man, where he is basically talking about women as if they were cattle, that as this some they are.
One or two, we're going to get callbacks. But as my trip is slowly coming to a close, now I have less days in front of me than what.
Look at the comment. By the way, I have so much of the comment blocked, so I don't even see everything, because a lot of them, this is how they talk. There is not there is not one of them saying that is disgusting. What the hell are you talking? That you should not talk about Black women like this, because these men are going to tell you that they love Black women, but all of them are laughing. They find what he says so entertaining, and so they are going to tell me. They are going to tell me that the passport bros, not every passport bro does this. Of course they do. Look at that. There is not why everyone in the comment, in the chat, is basically hyping him up. So why would we as Black women, why would we support this? We should never support this. And once again, this is the call out is for Kenyans. Do not, in fact, there is actually, to be honest, if a Black American is in Kenya, he's probably a passport bro, unless he comes with a wife, because black men, usually Black American men, do not travel for anything other than if he had a wife, of course, he's there, he's a good person. Otherwise, these Black American men that go to Africa, a lot of them are sex tourists. Do not rent them, make it uncomfortable. You don't even have to kick them out. They will kick themselves out. How is this not like? Look at the comment. They are not saying this is disgusting. And mind you, I have blocked half of them. So the ones that I blocked are probably saying even more disgusting things. Look.
What I had, I'm still here for a minute, but I've been past my halfway mark. I still have not worked through that roster, and I knew this was gonna happen. So I'm gonna have to leave a lot on the table. Unfortunately, a lot is gonna have to be left on the table. I'm not gonna be able to get to. And so I'm in catch-22, even running a couple of the best performers back. because I'm already not going to have enough time to get to the ones I set aside. And I'm going to run some back. But here's the thing. Like last night, no name, no face, no case, never. Wasn't the best experience. It did what it needed to do. Barely. But that's the thing. You never know. Especially on these short trips, right? You never know. Each experience is a big question mark. You never know. It could be great. It could be regular. It could be trash. It could be a crash out. I paid you. You said this. You agreed to this. But now you get over here. I almost had some of that. Now, that has not been on camera. I have one crazy one that Rays know about. I even sent them the video. And we're going to put that out when I get back. Because even me, talk about reading the room, that won't be the best look to have during this trip right now with all this heat. But outside of that, and the crazy part, that one was from a day one from one of my first trips. So that was made the crazy thing about it. I'm like, wow, how time changed. How time changed. Now, part of it, she felt the way that I didn't keep in contact. But I said, hey, I'm bossy boss. Hey, man, I have this international James Bond 007 lifestyle. I don't keep in contact. Why? Keep in contact so I can send you money, at least for like birthday, at least birthdays and Christmases, right? That's the real deal. For birthdays and Christmases, keep in contact, an open line of communication. So whenever you want or need, you can ask for money. You can ask for money throughout the year, or at least birthdays and Christmases. No, you're not doing that. When I'm back in country, I holler. If I'm out of country, it is what it is. So that I only had like one real. Basically, technically, I did have a crash out, but I'm not going to put out until I get back. But outside of that, and then, so that was like the night with nothing. And then the next night into that, but other than that, every night, bro. So it's crazy. A chick I was trying to get for the longest that works at a certain massage parlor. She was trying to get me to come through the massage parlor, and I'm trying to get her to come through the B&B. She finally down to come through tonight when she gets off work at the massage parlor. I said, now I'm going to be out and about. I'm hanging with the homie GMT. Most likely I might link up with Keith.
This is this is disgusting. Like listening to him is almost like listening to a racist talking about black people. He doesn't think they like the women are humans. The way he talks about them, there is absolutely no connection with them. He talks about them as if they were some kind of sex objects. And this is why I'm telling you guys, if you are a Kenyan, I don't even know what you would get from this. Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. He is degrading, your women. Obviously, he's not in the country because he loves the country. He's there because the sex is cheap there. This is what I'm gonna tell you. Kick him out, or make his life miserable, so that he could leave your country. I mean, Kenya is becoming the sex tourist destination. And mind you, they're not coming there because they like your country or they like your women. They're coming there because they're getting rejected everywhere else. So how is this not disgusting?
Later, finally, I haven't seen Keith yet. He invited me out a couple times, but it's been on me. Even last night, Keith invited me out last night, but I was tucked in. So we're gonna see if Boss can finally link up with Keith tonight. I think Keith has said, see, I'll be telling everybody business, that he got ran down on last night at the end of his stream. Was it on the stream? Or am I telling his business? Because I guess Keith was out, and this must have been after even you left him, GMT. When Keith was streaming, I guess at the end of his stream, police ran down on Keith last night, but nothing really happened. But they ran down on him supposedly for streaming and searched him and all the shit. This was just last night. I said, ooh-wee. So what if Big Boss would have been with him? What if Big Boss would have been with Keith when the police ran down on him just last night? So we're going to see what's up. Hey, it is what it is. It's up. But yeah, I just wanted to come live, do something real quick on the sideways. Sorry about Super, you looking at it on your TV. You got to turn your head. I just wanted to do something real fast with me and GMT on the same literal screen and not on the Zoom type shit miles away. We'll see what's up. This was just a little shit, little throwaway. This is throwaway shit. I'm not going to delete it. I might just put this shit on members, especially if, on a playback, it's all sideways like you guys say. I still probably won't delete it. I just might just throw this on members. So if you caught it, you caught it. If you didn't, you didn't. He did tell a hell of a story, and I'm sure he's going to go rehash and go on this story on his channel. So make sure you subscribe and follow GMT, and he'll talk about how he got jacked last night before he went to go see Keith. He got jacked by the police for $20K. Damn, that's crazy. And yeah, and hey, he give you all the tips on how to move out here. But like I was telling you, GMT, as much as I love this place, this is one of the more do for me, I do for you transactional countries.
Yeah.
That I've been to.
And you want security and police on your side when things go left. Because it will go left eventually.
It's going to go left.
You want somebody on your side.
Right.
You want everybody against you.
Right. Well, that part's kind of too late. Thanks to Nana and Kobe, they already turned everybody against me. So, like I said, I'm public enemy number one, and I'm still gonna be outside tonight somewhere. Yeah, but I hear you though. I hear you. It is what it is. That's a reality. That is a reality. But that being said, I'm about to end this stream. Went about 40 minutes. Sideways, boss. Can you police strong arm and shit? Yeah, right. Can you police strong arm and shit? 20K shit. Yeah. I'm gonna tell it. GMT got for 20K. He's gonna go more in depth on his channel later when he gets a chance. But yeah, he got for 20K, man. Oh man. We sitting sideways like Paul. Oh man, now you mad at me, Slime. Oh, this Rello? Yeah, Rello, if you still watching, gotta treat you like an op, Rello. Now, Rello, the best thing, this is Jay Rello he's in the chat. Rello, on top of you, this is for Rello. Sideways, boss. I'm coming at you sideways, Rello. I'm coming at you sideways. Yo, the chick I just had last night, this morning, she talked about that Russian shit again. I said, oh, they talk about that fucking Russian. If it's not the Russian, it's Rello. The chicks that don't know about Rello, everybody know about the Russian snitched. Nigga, you of all people know what a snitch is because you was in the system, nigga. You is in the system, Rello. You know what a snitch is. You want to know what a snitch is? Go ask 6ix9ine Tekashi. You want to know what a snitch is? Go ask Gunna, right? Go ask Woody.
Yeah. For people who say, the Africans do not talk about, the white men, this degenerate just said that, African, all the Kenyans talk about is the Russian guy, the Russian guy, the Russian guy. So yes, but there even people like me do not talk about the Russian degenerate is because we know the people the space I am in right now is the passport bro space. Imagine um, me attacking the Russian guy when the passport bros are doing the same thing. So it is truly this guy is truly a degenerate, to be honest. And even if even if he was not degenerate, uh, it should be very disgusting to hear an American talking about women the way he does. The women are faceless. The women are nothing but sex objects for him. They are not humans. And I don't even know what, about, but like I told you, they're probably the kind of women they are sleeping with are the desperate ones. The one who come from the province, probably the ones who do not have family in Nairobi. So they are easy to exploit. And this is why you should, yeah, people keep saying, oh, African men exploit African women. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, do you think this is a new thing? I mean, you guys tell us, people would say, "Oh, Zed, you would not be a feminist if you didn't come to America." And then you would say, "Well, African men are exploiting African women." I'm like, so isn't that a good reason to be feminist? Because the African men are exploited, right? So shouldn't we speak about, shouldn't there be feminists speaking up out against them? And let me tell you, yes, there are Africans speaking out against African feminists speaking out against African men. Nana himself was, making the point yesterday. The gender war, which is really not, there is not really any gender war, but whatever gender war they talk about, it is also in Africa because African women also advocate for African girls. So, but the idea that because there are African like African men exploiting African women, so it should be okay for Black American women men to exploit African women. I'm like, so if someone is abusing their own child, you should join in and abuse that child. Like it doesn't make sense. Why should Africa import exploiters when it has its own exploiters? Let me see.
If you want to know what a snitch is when you are a cold crimey, you involved in the bull, you with the shit, you involved in the bullshit, but you rat out the others to save yourself. I'm not involved with Kobe Thanos. I'm not involved with Nana. We are not in the same boat. We not doing crimes together. They on their own bullshit. I reported their ass. For cyber terrorism, for making terrorist threats. They're making terrorist threats against an American with Trump as president. You got the wrong president for that. He already on some.
Well, I actually love delusional people like this because a lot of the time these Trump supporter black men, they support him by being delusional. Uh, Trump is not going to. I mean, Trump doesn't even consider this like you have not seen Trump unless he is trying to use Black Americans, against, like maybe he's trying to use them against Latinos or something. He doesn't do like if you think Trump would intervene on behalf of this loser degenerate, like no. And what Nana did is great, and Nana knows I 100% appreciate what he did, and I hope Nana continues to do what he's doing, not only to get this sex tourists out, but also to get their spokesperson. This person is called Osheduk Jackson. Osheduk Jackson is the propagandist. He's their propaganda. He's their CNN, right? He's the Passport Bros propaganda minister, right? He tries to create positive image of the Passport Bros, so he's part of them. So not only should we get the Passport Bros out of Africa, we should also try to get their media guy. Their media guy is called his name is what's his name? He's named Osheduk Jackson. So we should get this guy out of the continent. We should get their leader Aston Holman, and my hope is that Aston Holman and that Namibia biracial girl break up, or maybe she takes all his money, or I hope she makes money from her relationship with him, and once she gets whatever money she can get out of him, I hope she leaves him. And I hope we could get rid of Aston Holman, the leader and scammer of Passport Bros, their media guy, Osheduk Jackson, and of course the number one degenerate, the proud sex tourist by the name of Big Boss. I hope we get every one of them out of the continent, to be honest.
Other kind of time. Trump is already on some different topics. You got the wrong president of the United States for your immigrant tether ass to make terrorist threats against an American citizen while he's abroad. I reported to the authorities. I'm not a fucking criminal. You might be a criminal. I'm not a criminal. I'm a top flight security guard. I'm a security guard with a gun. I wish they would have let me bring it. Hello. I wish I have a gun in the States. I work with police. I'm a security. I work with the police. I interact with police almost once or twice a week. Weekly, I interact with the police, Oakland Police Department. I'm not a snitch because I'm not a fucking criminal. I absolutely will report a crime. If your ass didn't come, and you're going to get on Razor Show, well, boss kind of snitch. So people who talk like that, I know where their mind frame is. But the best thing, Rello, I don't take you too serious. So, it's that. It's that. But it is what it is. But it's that, Mr. Rello. Craig and Dede. Man, you heard what happened to the other security guard. Nigga, you don't even know what happened to the other last two security guards. Yeah, I'm a top flight of the world. I'm a top flight of the world. Go ask Craig. I'm a top flight security guard. Ain't no snitching. It's reporting. Put in my daily activity report, my incident report. I'm interacting with the police. As a matter of fact, they on some snitch shit because Nana is the one talking about police, and the police shit is really what made me do it. If Nana and Kobe would have kept it to some street shit, I would have dealt with it as it comes, right? I would have dealt with it as it comes. Even then, I'm still behind the 8 ball. I'm gonna keep it a buck, right? I'm behind the 8 ball. I'm one nigga. I'm one Black American ghetto ass nigga. As it came, if it was some street shit, the minute they talk about, we're gonna get the law, we're gonna get the police. You hear what he said? The police take you in the back room. What are we gonna do with this and that? Once they said they're gonna get the police involved, they said police. They said the Kenyan Police Department. They said police. I said embassy. Checkmate. If you'd have kept it to some street shit, well, we just gonna hire some thugs, some local thugs to rough you up or this and that and the third, or to beat you up and take your chain, take your phone, you know what I'm saying, give you a black eye, knock out a tooth, break your arm. You know, we're gonna hire some local thugs to beat your ass. That's one thing. I would have dealt with that my own kind of way. Once you elevate it and said you're gonna get local police, law enforcement against me, once you said police, oh hell no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. You can't say police and then call somebody else a snitch and a rat for going to police. You can't say police and then call somebody a snitch for going to a higher authority. Nigga, I didn't go to police. Hello, I went to the government. How about that? I went to the government. I went to Donald Trump, basically. Basically, I went to Trump. I said, DJT, I went to Trump. Homeland Security, FBI, Homeland Security, State Department. I went to the government. They went to the police. I went to the government. So don't ever sit here and call Big Boss a snitch. If you call me a snitch, then that let me know where your mind at. He said that dude Nana is a homoerotic. Damn, why you gotta be? Yeah, you know what? He is kind of homoerotic. He is kind of homoerotic. Because why you worried about what grown men doing overseas with foreign lovely ladies? You know what we doing, but why are you so worried about what we doing? You could be worried about it if we were smacking them upside the head like Jay Rello did. I can understand that. You could be worried about it if we was mistreating them. I could see that. You could worry about it if we were graping them and essaying them and taking a pussy against their will. If we were doing Jay Rello crazy shit like that, I could see it. But just because one Jay Rello did it, don't mean every black person is doing that. You scared Jay Rello from coming, good for you, and leave it at that. Leave it at the feet of Jay Rello. You scared Jay Rello from coming, good. Now stop. You don't go further past that. Now every Black American, what? Who are you? Who are you to say every Black American? You're not a fucking king. You ain't God. You ain't a fucking mob boss. You gonna sit on your fucking live stream and say you don't want no Black Americans in Kenya? Nigga, you not even fucking Kenyan. You from Ghana. You not even fucking Kenyan. Who the fuck are you to tell somebody where they can go and where they can't go? And if they go, well, I'm just gonna get the local police. I'm gonna pay the police to arrest them. What the fuck? You better get the fuck up out of here. But anyway, what's up? Sir Will, what y'all on? What y'all trying to go outside? Yeah, we trying to figure it out. We trying to figure it out. I don't know what it is. I am trying to link up with Keys, but I'm also over here, and so decisions. So shout out to GMT.
Okay. Now let's talk about. I got up to eat. Guys, once I start eating, I just eat. But I think people know that is how my body looks, and I'm not a fat person, so I'm not trying to pretend that I am fat. But that being said, let me see. What's going on? Okay. Now, so let's talk about this degenerate the aim is not, of course, we do not, we know that, we cannot get these people out of the continent, but we could, one thing, when I started talking about this, the passport bros three years ago, believe it or not, almost 90% of the negative comments I get used to come from Kenyans, from Africans. They're like, we need them here. You are just bitter. You are feminists. That's why you don't want this traditional men in Africa. You don't speak for Africans. That's the kind of comment I used to get. Now I can, in fact, let me show you guys. Now, I almost every comment from Africans is, you know what, thank you for doing this, thank you. We have changed the, I shouldn't even say we. Passport bros have changed the way Africans view them, because Africans, I think, at first they were fooled because passport bros were making videos about how they are traditional men going abroad to meet traditional women, but they saw them. It's not even me. I probably made absolutely no, the fact that Africans are against passport bros right now, I probably made absolutely no contribution to that perception. It is the passport bros, their own behavior, their own action that has turned Africans against them. Let me show you guys. There was, let me see if I could go from this.
His local Kenyan homie, shout out to him. They got chicks coming over, so chicks supposed to be on their way. Okay, so yeah, so we got chicks coming through. Keith's invited me out again. I didn't go out with him last night, so it's Saturday night. I'm trying to see what's up. So we're gonna see. We figuring it out. But yeah, man, I'm sideways. Sorry about that. Sorry about I'm sideways, man. But hey, man, I get your point. It's all love. All right, Rello, man. All right. And to be honest, nigga, I know you, Rello. You did that. That's just how you is. You did that just to talk shit on Razor Stream. And deep down, I know that. But I had to respond. So, yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yes. Now I'm just going through the chat. I'm about to end it because I know it's sideways. Probably y'all got a crook in your neck. We just rocking out. Like I said, this is very informal, nonchalant. This is very nonchalant live. I probably won't even leave it up. You know, we just chopping it up right now. Trust me, my next live won't be like this. But yeah. So I'm just going through the chat before I end it. A snitch is Sammy the Bull. Yeah, that was a good movie. Donnie Brasco? The Donnie Brasco? Yeah, that was a snitch. But that was crazy. Donnie Brasco. The Sammy the Bull, Rello. That's the best definition of a rat. Yeah, that's right. Okay, what gangster pride? Well, to be fair, Kobe did say GMT was next. He said he gonna get on it this week. See, that's some bullshit. That's that bullshit. You're literally coming at you sideways. Yeah, literally coming at you sideways. Kenya police strong arm and shit. 20K shillings. Yeah. So anyway, sorry about this. Hey, I just went. You know, I'm over here chilling in his crib. His crib is fly, man. I'll take y'all around his crib right now. I ain't gonna do that. This shit is fly. This shit is flyer than mine. Oh man, he got a better bunker than me. He has a nice, better bunker than me. Oh, man. Rello was sensationalizing that whole incident to gain interest in the upcoming trip. We know what you... Yeah, pretty much. I know that. Deep down, I know that. Rello, that is... Rello's crazy, man. Shout out to Rello. Yeah. You helped out Rello when he was in Kenya by donating to him. That's why they coming at you because you weren't a soldier. God damn, nigga.
That don't be full hard.
God damn.
This is suction.
It's a suction, huh? Yeah, I bet. Yeah, that's why because I'm an associate of Rello. Yeah, so they mad at me that I sent Rello $40 when he was in that jam. Give me back my phone. Oh, that was too funny. Hey, it is what it is, man. It is what it is, man. Associate or not, I am not Rello. Okay, so if you want Rello, go after Rello. Ain't no fucking associate of. That's just a whack ass excuse because they on some.
Okay, let me see if I can start. Okay, so this girl, Lucy, she is a singer or something in Kenya, and I am. She actually made a video, like I think it's like her most popular video. Let me see if I could go on her. Let me go on her view channel. If I am not wrong, her most popular video is she had made a video. Maybe I wouldn't be surprised if she deleted it. She had made a video praising the passport bros. That is how much she used to like the passport bros. And she used to come on my under my videos, and she would be like, well, you can't say that about passport bros. They are good men. They just want traditional women. And what's wrong with wanting traditional women? That's the kind of thing she used to say. Then now, look how she turned it around. Of course, she's still a pick me, and she blames the men, but she is not supporting the men any longer. That is what is happening. A lot of the African women, the African men that used to attack me are now realizing, how wrong they were. Are now realizing that these passport bros are not really good for Africa. There was this guy, I forgot his name. He used to attack me so much. He even started spreading these disgusting rumor that I was raped in, like I was refugee in Yemen, and I got raped in Yemen, and that I come to America as a refugee, which none of which is right, none of which is true. I have never, I don't even think I have flown over Yemen, let alone going to Yemen as a refugee. I have never been sexually assaulted, let alone being raped. But he made that lie. And now that same guy, he was on Razor Live's what is called a comment section, apologizing toward me. He's like, Zed, I owe you apology. You are right. You were right. These men are not good. And I'm like, of course I didn't accept the apology, because you don't have, like, even if you thought what I was doing was wrong, why were you making a disgusting lie about me? So of course, but what I'm trying to tell you guys is that a lot of Africans are now realizing these men are not good for Africa. There is this thing. I was, I lived in Africa, so I know how poor people think. I used to think any American that comes to Africa, to Ethiopia, to my hometown, is my ticket out of Africa. But you start to realize, that that's not going to happen. And then when that, when that delusion is no longer there, you could see the passport pros clearly. And when you look at them, what you see is sexual degenerates, exploiters going to Africa to exploit women. And then you don't want them in Africa.
Racist about they don't want black Americans to come over here and basically get with the local Kenyan chicks. That's what it is. They don't want black American men to get with the local Kenyan chicks. But these white boys and Russians are running through them. These white boys are running through them. So it's just some shit. Brothers helping brothers. BHB. But yeah, I'm gonna let y'all go. I'm gonna stop torturing y'all. I'm gonna stop torturing y'all on the sideways shit. I do a live when I do a live, a real live. I just wanted to do something real fast with the homie GMT. But anyway, you know what it is. It's always Oakland, California with the Wakanda chain. I'm on my same shit. Shit don't stop. It won't stop. It can't stop. It don't stop. Like Too Short say. Like Too Short. It can't stop and it won't stop. Oh, man, Diddy said that too, though. Right? But I'm no excuses. That's what's up. By condoning, no. Y'all not trying to let me get off of here. And maybe I'm still gonna get off here, and this is a good thing to rehash on a regular live that's not sideways where you guys have got the crook in your neck. I'm trying to get out of here, and y'all dropped certain comments that's making me respond. So you say, by helping Rello, you are condoning his behavior. Not necessarily, no. Two things can be true. I helped him out of a situation last year where he needed some money real fast to pay off those chicks before the situation got worse. I saw the situation, so I sent some money to help that specific situation. That by itself is not condoning all of his behaviors. Rello is not my son. He's not my kid, not like that. But I'm putting an example. Any parents would know this. If your kid gets in trouble at school or on the weekend hanging with his knucklehead friends and they egg some cars or they do something crazy, and then the police call you and say, hey, you need to come down here and get your kid. You're going to do what you got that situation right then and there for the moment.
Oh my God.
No.
Oh,
Y'all not trying to let. This is a good thing to rehash on a regular live that's not sideways. Y'all dropped certain comments that's making me respond. So you said
I don't even know what's happening. I am on the I'm in a cabinet, a cabin, a cabin. I don't know if I want to come back again here because I didn't have fun. I'm trying to go, I'm trying to get away like every week or so, every 2 weeks or so. But I don't think this is going to be. Oh, hold on, what's going? What? Okay. Okay.
Situation last year, pay off those chicks before the situation got worse. I saw the situation, so I sent some money to help that specific situation. That by itself is not condoning all of his behaviors. Rello is not my son. He's not my kid, not like that. But I'm putting an example. Any parents will know this. If your kid gets in trouble at school or on the weekend hanging with his knucklehead friends and they egg some cars or they do something crazy, you're going to do what you got to do. You're going to pay to get them out of that situation right then and there for the moment. Now, after you might tear their ass up when they get home with the belt, put them on punishment restriction, but at the same time, you get them out of a bad situation. Just because you help them get out of a bad specific situation don't mean you condoned it. Well, you condone your kid egging a whole neighborhood and being wild and crazy with his friends. You condone? No, I didn't condone it. But I did what I had to do in the moment to help them. Because the person is bigger than that. I helped them in the moment. That don't mean I condone the behavior. I can absolutely be against behavior and I can check them on the behavior. But checking on the behavior and helping them in the moment get out of a tough jam, two situations. And that's the whole thing. As maybe it's the bro code from Black America. Like I said on my stream, I hate it hurt my heart when I would see, like in other races, white boys too, I guess, right? A little bit. But Black dudes get scoped in Medellin and the ones that died. Not so much the ones that got robbed, that kind of sucks too, if you get robbed, but the ones who died, from the overdose of the scope. Because maybe they had a pre-existing condition of the girl used too much of the woke up. And that trip is their last trip. They went to celebrate a birthday in Medellin, of all places, and that black American brother died overseas. I don't even know the motherfucker. I see it on Raise and Raise.
Go to. I just go to I hate when they call it Medellin. It is Medellin. I mean, go to Medellin. Go to Thailand. Go to the Philippines. Go to everywhere except Africa. And talking about Relo, this degenerate is not the only supporter of Relo. Everyone who do you guys know that Relo gets anonymous donation? They will tell him here is $100 to your next degenerate trip to Brazil, but do not mention my name because they know that so they do not want. If you are donating money to someone, but you don't want your name to be associated with that name, you don't want people to know that you have donated, it tells you how bad your moral is, right? So, and of course, people like Relo are not going to change. In fact, sometimes you see that, right? Relo has a problem, which is he is what do you call them? What's this? Hidden stick. People who only want pleasure. They don't want anything else. They don't want to postpone pleasure. Like you could see it. Like he is like about that instant gratification. He had that problem, right? And there are so many times I would watch him, and he has this rich vocabulary. Like his vocabulary is not, how like those hot hair people, they would say institution, partition, but it's just ridiculous. Like they just use big words and they don't mean anything. But Relo actually uses big words, and he uses them properly, right? And it's not just using big words. He could express a very complicated idea, a very complex idea, and you're like, oh my God, you know what? Maybe he has grown, he has matured. He is not. But then the next day you see him going back to his degenerate ways. And Raylo sometimes what? When he doesn't do that, they do not donate for him. He has to do that because that's the only way he could make money. So the passport bro, the whole passport bro, remember, these people were telling you almost like, being a passport bro makes you a decent person, a contributing member of the society. In reality, joining the passport bro probably makes you more degenerate than you were when you started, right? You probably need to be a degenerate to join the passport bro movement, but it probably even make you more degenerate, because the ones that get highlighted are the ones that are doing despicable things, right? You do not see passport bros. It's not like, look, I am not ignorant. The things that we like to watch are things that have, conflict, that have storyline. That has been human nature for millennia, right? But there is a difference between that and the fact that passport bros only donate to men that are doing bad things. They do not donate to men that are doing good things. So I'm not even asking them to watch, I don't know, you guys know that I do not even believe there is a passport bro that is not a bad person. I believe if you are a passport bro, by definition, you are a bad person, because passport bros are sexist. Even the so-called, decent passport bros, they are sexist. So of course, I do not appreciate sexist men. Z, would you? Do you guys know that people now? I get prison trash. To be honest, prison trash. Oh, that's a very good term. And I do not even think the prison has reformed him. He is probably, those unreformable people. Like, no matter what you do, they are going to be the same. So that unreformable guy is, to be honest, is, whenever when he tries to reform himself, the passport bros, drag him down, because passport bros is almost like a swamp, right? And the passport bros are swamp creatures, right? And swamp creatures pull each other down the swamp. They do not try to help each other out of the swamp. Instead, they want you to be deep and deeper in the swamp, and that is what they are doing to Relo. Whenever Relo tries to do something slightly decent, he doesn't get money. Anyway,
that you deserve, but make it back to U.S. soil, baby. And I guess that's the difference from American born blacks to tethers. I guess tethers don't think like that. But American blacks from different parts of the country, California, New York, Texas, down south, Georgia, Mississippi, being black in America, being black, we call brothers. When a black brother goes overseas, we want to see that brother come back.
This is so manipulative. He is trying to use the pro-black language to justify supporting a despicable swamp creature like Relo. Oh, these tethers, these Africans, they do not understand. They don't have racial solidarity. They do not understand. Racism. They do not have loyalty to each other. No, you supported him. If this guy was truly as racially aware as if he had racial solidarity, he wouldn't go to Africa to exploit African women. So no, he is trying to use and this makes me one of the things I hate about Path for Growth is when they try to use the language of racial solidarity, racial fight for racial equality. When they try to use that language to justify their degenerate swamp creature behavior, no, you didn't support him because you are pro-black. You supported him because you are pro degeneracy. You want the consequence of his action.
Safe. Now, once you come back safe, hey, you got to deal with the law. You deal with the law, but you deal with the law here. You get your lumps here. We want to see our black brothers make it back safe. But these immigrant tethers, who's in America, benefiting off America, living in America, making USD, living the American lifestyle, these African immigrants in America, they want harm to come to black Americans overseas. That's crazy.
When you are black Africans, just like if you were to kill a black American, I want harm to come to you. We do not this idea that this is what they do to black American women, right? They tell them, well, if a black American man beats you up, you should not report him to the police because you have to protect your black brother. No, we Africans are against you, not because we don't have racial solidarity. You are the one who doesn't have racial solidarity. You are the one who's supporting a president who is who calls Africans all kinds of degrading name. You do not have you are in Africa to exploit Africans. So where is your racial solidarity? So you demand racial solidarity, but you don't give that solidarity. Of course, we are against you, and we will continue to be against you because they're trying to make holding you accountable. There is nothing black solidarity about this guy. There is nothing. Did you just watch how he was describing Kenyan women? This is not someone who loves blackness, and so he tries to use blackness as a shield. They were selling bucks before he got there, but it's like saying that well, you were beating my neighbor was abusing his child before I got there, so let me abuse them. Or if I beat up my neighbor's child because my neighbor is also beating him up, beating up the child, so I'm not abusing them. That's what it is, exploiting, whether other people are exploiting. Hello? Hello? Hello, yes, hi. Hi. Yes, who's this? My dear, I cannot have what did you say? For some reason, I can't hear you. Am I looking for a house? Who are you calling from? Yes, I am. I am looking for a house, but yeah, I'm looking for a house actually. Yes, she's sending me listings every day, but for some reason, she's sending me what do you call it? Condos, and I want to buy a house. No, I don't want mobile homes. To be honest, what I want is, I kind of have, the kind of house I want. I wanted to have a backyard, a backyard and a front yard, and I want it to be 2 story, but because I'm gonna be living by myself, I don't really want it to be that's the thing. I do not want to be, because I want at least 3 bedroom. I actually live in a 2 bedroom now, so I want it to be a little bit bigger. Marcus, what happened? So let's just, so this man, what they, what they are doing, of course, is uh, disgusting, and do not let them try to. He is basically being um, manipulative. Okay, um, I was looking for a house on in a condo. I would just live in an apartment. At least the condo is almost like you have your own house, but you cannot do anything about it. Like you cannot remodel it. Like okay, anyways. So let's listen to this manipulative guy trying to weaponize the language of Black solidarity. He's not weaponizing it. He is trying to what is it called? What is this? What is it? He's probably basically using it to manipulate Africans.
That's crazy to me. But then let me know they're not socialized right. They come from a different background. They come from a different culture. They're not sending their best. How do you wish ill on someone that shares your same skin color? You wish ill, you wish harm on them for them not to make it back to their home country. While you're sitting in the luxury, the benefit of America. That is crazy. We can put the beef on hold till your ass get home safe to New York, East Coast, West Coast, up north, down south. Others, immigrants, want to wish harm on black
So here, this is manipulation. This is trying to being dishonest and using the language of Black liberation for your own benefit. You are not, Africans. I used to call, to believe tether was a good faith term. For me, I used to think tether means like a coon, right? A black immigrant who is, who doesn't support Black Americans, who looks down on Black Americans, who try to tether on their identity to, to get benefits that are meant for Black Americans. But that's not what it means. It just means, a black immigrant that they don't like. So I do not even take them seriously, and I don't get offended. In fact, I hope they call me a tether, because that means I'm doing something good.
Yes. And someone with your skin color, you don't want him to make it home safe. That's crazy. That's what it is, man. Yeah. Well, kick and travels. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. Whatever he deserves is whatever he deserves. But he deserves it. No, he deserves it in America. That's my thing. That's my thing. If you're an American, you deserve it in America for the most part. Well, filming the Kenyan and Ghana class, even H rolling silence. That, that's crazy. I'm going through your comments. I'm trying to get off here. They're mad. They mad because of lovely women.
Okay, I'm back. I thought I did. Hold on. Is Big Marcus the one that said that nasty thing, or was it another? I blocked someone, but I don't know where. I thought Marcus, it's not you that said something nasty, right? Okay, so that's okay then. Let me see. I actually believe, if Nana is okay, it could work with me. I think we should, open create a GoFundMe and collect money, collect donation to to get these passport bros out of Africa. We could pay Africans in Africa some money to this is not like a bounty money or some kind of bribe money, but to cover their expenses to get this man out of Africa, because these men are not good for Africa. And anyways, let me see what's going on. My phone is my computer is updating, so and to be honest, I don't like doing this on my phone, because on the phone you have to you have to have the phone on all the time. It's not like the laptop. On the laptop you don't have to be on the laptop all the time, but on the phone you have to be on that page all the time. Now, what do I think is happening to if you have noticed, there has been more and more passport bros going to Africa. And that's not because passport bros all of a sudden developed appreciation for Africa. It's because passport bros are getting kicked out of everywhere else. So they are going to Africa as a last resort. They are not going to Africa because they love Black women. They hate Black women. They're living. I mean, have you heard them how they talk about Black American women? I mean, those are someone who talks about Black American women the way the passport bros do can never love other women. They hate women. They hate Black women. I have told you guys, the reason they hate Black American women is not because they are Americans, because they are Black. And that kind of person, that kind of people. Oh my God. Okay. Okay. So that is, I think, that's all I want to say. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you, and thank you. And the fundraising would start soon. So bring your money to give to Zed, and we are going to create a GoFundMe to help Africans in getting these men out of Africa. Thank you guys. Bye-bye.